In One Piece, a devil fruit user can unlock something called an awakened form where the user's abilities are significantly increased. Only the strongest characters such as Doflamingo, Law, Kid, and now Luffy have achieved this feat. In chapter 1046, Kaido explains the awakening as, what happens when your mind and body catch up to your powers. Given that Kaido is an emperor of the sea, it would make sense that he has also awakened his devil fruit. A portion of the fanbase seems to believe that he is simply waiting to reveal his awakening, holding it like a trump card against Luffy, but is it really necessary for him to have it in the first place? Firstly, even though the emperors are the strongest pirates alive, Kaido would be the first to showcase an awakening out of the 4 that have had a devil fruit. Whitebeard, as powerful as he was never mentioned as having awakened his fruit, although it was already powerful enough. Even Big Mom never achieved it. If she did, she certainly would have utilized it during her fight with Law and Kid. In other words, there's no guarantee that Kaido has an awakening, even though audiences have seen awakened Zoan types before. The jailer beasts of Impel Down were all awakened Zoan users. They were said to have increased speed, strength, and durability, as well as faster recovery. The downside for those users is that they seem to have lacked complex thought. The mindless beasts would act mostly on instinct and were fairly easy for Luffy to deal with. Perhaps Kaido isn't using his awakening because he doesn't want to turn into a mindless beast. Alternatively, perhaps he has been using his awakening the whole time and just never mentioned it. He already has absurd strength and durability. The only problem is that all the jailer beasts seem to be in a strange form that's different from the hybrid form of most Zoan users. They look mostly like the animals of their fruit, with no human faces, but are bipedal. Kaido hasn't shown a form like this before. His hybrid form retains his distinct facial features. It's also possible that Kaido is simply not using his awakened form simply because he believes he doesn't need to. In chapter 1047, Kaido remarks that devil fruit powers can only get one so far on the sea, and that haki is what gets them to the top. Roger conquered the sea without a devil fruit, so Kaido might be trying to emulate the late Pirate King by choosing to prioritize training his haki over his devil fruit. Kaido can infuse his punches and his club with advanced conqueror's haki, and he uses advanced armament haki as well, so it's clear that he meant what he said, regardless of the fact that he has a mythical Zoan fruit. He has been fighting and beating Luffy in his new Gear 5th form, all while holding up an island in the sky. If he doesn't have one already, Kaido doesn't seem to need an awakening. That's also better for the story. Luffy and Kaido have already fought 5 separate times over the Wano arc, and Kaido has won the first 4 battles fairly easily. Kaido has been on the roof fighting for 47 chapters straight. The other enemies below have already been defeated, and Luffy has been pronounced dead twice. For the sake of pacing and with the cliffhanger that chapter 1047 left off on, the fight should be coming to an end soon. If Kaido was to reveal his awakening now, it would extend the fight even longer. Luffy is at the end of his rope. His new power-up is the only chance he has at defeating Kaido. If the Emperor suddenly whips out an upgrade of his own, Luffy would have no chance of winning. Of course, Luffy losing wouldn't be a bad thing for the story, but where would the story go from there? Who would defeat Kaido? There's no one else, and Luffy has already proclaimed that he would be the one to do it, so it's highly unlikely that someone else would swoop in to win the day. The Wano arc has now been going on for over 100 chapters, and author Eiichiro Oda has stated that this is coming to an end in 2022, so it's hard to see this fight continuing much longer. Kaido has already lived up to the title of the strongest creature. He has nothing else to prove.